Hansel and Gretel, Part 2, Chapter 4, The Hidden House. By morning, Hansel still didn't have a plan. "Let's just walk until we find the edge of the forest," suggested Gretel. All day they walked, past tall trees and spiky branches. Night fell, and still they stumbled on. By the following morning, they were faint from hunger. The spooky forest seemed to go on forever. At noon, they finally staggered into a clearing. There, in the distance, stood a little house. "Let's see if anyone's in," said Gretel. "They might give us some food." As the pair neared the house, a delicious smell wafted past. "Freshly baked cakes!" cried Gretel. She ran closer and gasped. The walls were made from chunks of cake, and the roof was glistening chocolate. "Pink sponge bricks! And a gingerbread door!" "It looks scrumptious," she said, hardly believing her eyes. "And tastes even better," mumbled Hansel, already munching on a windowsill. Even the window smelled sweet. Gretel licked one. "It's sugar!" Hansel was trying to bite off the toffee apple door knocker when the door flew open. "Ah!" he yelled, as an old woman hobbled. She was as wide as a barrel and uglier than a toad. Her bulging eyes fixed on the two children, and she smiled, showing her rotten teeth. "Enjoying my house, are you?" she cried. "Yes, it's delicious. Delightful," said Gretel, quickly wiping chocolate from her face. "You must come inside," said the old woman. "I love visitors." Chapter 5, Tricked. Hansel and Gretel couldn't believe their luck. In seconds, the kind woman laid out a magnificent meal for them. "Would you like to stay the night?" she asked. Hansel and Gretel could only nod. Their mouths were full of cookies and candy. "Our tummies won't keep us awake tonight." Gretel woke up to see sun streaming into Hansel's bed, but Hansel wasn't there. "I bet he's already eating breakfast," she thought, and ran to join him. "You're just in time to help me cook," croaked the old woman, no longer smiling. Gretel politely peeled potatoes, chopped carrots, and grated cheese. "Where's Hansel?" "Waiting for his food." The ugly woman bossed Gretel around all morning. "Now put it through the hatch in the shed outside," the woman ordered. Gretel was confused. She went outside and heard her brother yelling from the shed, "Let me out, you old witch!" "Hansel, what's happened?" called Gretel. "That woman's a witch," he shouted. She's trapped me with a spell. Now she wants to fatten me up and eat me." A cold shiver crept up Gretel's spine. "Don't worry," she said, sounding braver than she felt. "We'll trick her and escape." Chapter 6, Into the Oven. That evening, the witch hobbled over to Hansel's shed. "Hold out your finger," she shouted. "Show me how plump you are." She reached into the hatch, and Hansel had up a twig. "Dear me," sighed the witch. "You're all bone. Eat more, boy." For days, she made poor Gretel cook enormous meals. Hansel ate every mouthful, but his twig finger never got any fatter. Hansel and Gretel's plan was working, but the witch was growing impatient. "Plump or skinny, I'm eating your brother tomorrow," she announced one evening. "No!" Gretel lay awake all night. "I won't let that horrible witch near my brother," she thought. "Gretel!" the witch shouted at dawn. "Get inside the oven and check how warm it is." "No," Gretel replied. "What?" cried the witch. I can't fit in there." "Of course you can, you silly little brat." "No, really, I think my head's too big." By now the witch was very annoyed. "My oven is huge," she said. "Look, even I can fit inside." And with a puff and a pant, she clambered in. Easy. Quick as a flash, Gretel slammed the oven door shut. As the Wicked Witch frazzled in her own oven, her spell on the shed was broken. "Gretel!" called Hansel into the house. "You've saved me, and I've cooked the witch." Safe at last, Hansel and Gretel searched the witch's house for goodies. They took some jewels and a basket of snacks, then set off into the trees. Taking pity on Hansel and Gretel, the birds showed them the way home. The woodcutter was overjoyed to see them. As for their stepmother, she wasn't there. She left me to live in a new brick house. "Look, Dad," said Gretel, showing him the jewels. "You don't need to worry now. We can have a feast every night." "And a new toffee door knocker each day," added Hansel. The end.